I can't get over a past crush. I saw that a friend was reading stories on this site and decided to write my confession too. I have been married for 20 years. My son is graduating from high school next year, and my daughter is in 7th grade. We live decently with my husband, with cars, apartments, and villas. However, lately he has been annoying me with his words, actions, and posture. I have also been struggling with intimacy. I desire a man but not my husband. So I only fulfill my marital duties and seek companionship on the side. I am not looking for a lover. This mess started 2 years ago, but it has been going on for about 15 years. I already had a 3-year-old son when, by chance, someone brought a guy to our party. He was charming, intelligent, and well-mannered. I liked him a lot, and I think he also liked me because he looked at me and then at my husband with confusion, not understanding how we could be together. My husband and I did not seem compatible, according to horoscopes and other things, a dragon and a dog, but we had common goals, desires, and businesses. Anyway, I convinced my husband to ask this guy out again to introduce him to my little sister. It didn't work out with my sister, but this man started coming to our house occasionally for holidays. I waited for any holiday to ask my husband to invite him and introduce him to another single friend. He didn't always come, but when I saw him, I was nervous. He would notice this and invite me to go to his friends' houses. One day, when my husband was away and my mother was staying with my son, I said yes. His friends had a big group, and it was a lot of fun and very interesting. Then we went outside with him, and it was snowing. We started kissing uncontrollably, and our confessions came out. The roof was shifting in a concrete way. I was ready to go with him, but then I changed my mind and went home. I couldn't sleep the whole night, only thinking about him. But then I came to my senses and realized that I couldn't cheat on my husband in such an ugly way. So I slowly began to reduce our acquaintance to nothing. After about 6 months, we had not invited him over, and the gathering was almost over. I was pregnant with my daughter, not before carousing. And so I forgot about him for 15 years. 2 years ago, I walked past the bus stop for 50 meters and suddenly my heart started pounding. Just waves of adrenaline surged. I had this feeling when someone I knew was looking at me, but I couldn't see his back, naturally. I turned around and saw him. He made an attempt to take a step towards me, and I stood still and he stood too. After a few seconds, I turned around and walked away. I didn't turn around, but if I had, I would have probably either fainted or run to him. But from that moment on, I was really overwhelmed. I realized that I had fallen out of love with my husband instantly, from the moment I saw him. I regret that when he called me, I did not go with him. His kisses made the roof fly off. Even if it did not work out later on, I would probably not regret it. I would have divorced and gone the other way. I close my eyes and think about him. I try to chase these thoughts away, but nothing works. I do not want to look for him and go out with him because my husband and I have 2 children, and my husband does not deserve such treatment. He has always trusted me. So I live with one, but I dream of another. However, it's just a dream of the unfulfilled past. Why is it that you always meet a good and decent man to create a family, and you fall in love when you are already busy? Now I'm thinking, did I cheat on my husband after all or not? Or not to the end? And what is going on with me right now? In my brain I understand that there is no place to go and it is not right. I try not to show my attitude towards my husband. I even make myself pay more attention to him. I appreciate my husband as a man and a family man, a father to my children, and I don't want to be alone. I should not start a relationship with a man now. You can't enter the same water twice. I already don't know how to distract myself from these thoughts. Comments Victoria on the one hand, I can only be happy for you for keeping your family together, to say that nothing good would have come from leaving your husband. Having a husband and 2 children is the most powerful factor in maintaining a family. If your husband happens to have a mistress, there will be regrets. However, you did the right thing by staying faithful. The passion would have faded, and the other man would have remained a stranger to your family. Your husband was faithful to you at that time and did not deserve to be betrayed. So do not feel sorry. We get what we need when we need it. You met this man when you did not need him, because you already had a husband and 2 children. That is why he is not meant to be yours. Everything happened as it was supposed to. Natalie, appreciate your family, or you may end up alone due to your hobbies. Do not take advantage of your husband and then disappear for another 15 years. You will have stories of your husband not forgiving you for cheating on him. Alex, this may just be a temporary insanity. Perhaps you are tired of the monotony of everyday life. Your husband may no longer try to look and behave as he did before marriage. You may crave variety, new feelings, and vivid emotions. But if you truly love your husband and want to keep your family, you must overcome this insanity. Remember how you started with your husband, your dates, and happy moments. You've been through so much together. The other man may seem good now, but you do not truly know him. He may turn out to be a real jerk once he gets what he wants. I would rather have my own husband. If you continue to nurture this liking and get closer to this man as lovers, it will soon turn into a desire. This will most likely lead to a series of events that, as experience shows, will not end well. Cheating will begin, and it cannot happen without lies, tricks, deception, remorse, and meanness. In my opinion, you need to decide how you truly feel about your husband. If you do not love him, confess it now and do not let the situation escalate to adultery, which will only lead to mutual hatred. If you love your husband, it is best to limit your communication with the man you are attracted to. And better yet, look for the good qualities in your husband, which will outweigh the disadvantages of the man you like. After all, you will be the one who will have to feel sorry in the first place, as you will be the main culprit who ruined the family. The past does not let go of many people, including me. 15 years is a long time, but it turns out that nothing has been forgotten and not buried in mothballs. All lay in some nook, waiting for its time. So what's the point, Arthur? Let's move on to our happiness. Let's forget the boring husband and give him a son and a daughter. And absolutely free and happy with this, enjoy life, catching up. He is probably a good and kind man, a caring and loyal man, a great family man, a wealthy man, and the light in the window. And most importantly, he has fun friends and you fit each other by horoscope, not like her husband. Or do you want to sit on 2 chairs taking all the good things in the family from your husband and releasing butterflies and catching emotions on the side, as in the proverb about the fish, eating and surrendering bones, and swaying the chandelier? In the end, there will only be one thing left. There are already a lot of stories about meetings with first love, and then writing that I do not know what got into me. It was an obsession. I realized that I love only my husband. Let me tell you, as a man, they will use you and send you back to your husband with the noble goal of saving your family and for the sake of your children, whom he certainly does not need. But it can only be much more prosaic: no family, no children, no husband, no past. Because he will run away having received what he wanted and implemented not perfectly 15 years ago, all at once. He has his own family and children, I guess. So think about it. Are you ready to risk everything that has been built for 20 years for the sake of momentary bliss? Apparently your life is too quiet and too good if such thoughts are in your head. But do not worry, they will quickly disappear. And for some reason, painfully. One thing I can say: he needs you, but only as a source of entertainment and nothing more. You cheated on your husband for 15 years, even kissing him on the street while you were married. Think for yourself and make your own decisions.